So I'm the owner of Emergency Roofing. My name's Jarrett. We're a family-owned business. We're doing a whole new re-roof. We're not just changing the underlayment and putting the tile back. We're actually throwing away all the tile. As you can see, the new tile just came in. We're gonna have that parked there, and we're gonna have someone roof load that for us. But for now, we're throwing away all the tile. We have our 2 dumpsters in the front. We're gonna throw away all the paper in a different trailer. I've got my own trailer over there with all the material, and we're gonna look to get the homeowner a good, nice roof. Can I look at the tile real quick? I'm making sure that when we look at the tile, that it's the same color that the homeowners picked out, because last thing we want to do is put the wrong tile on top of that house. So before we take that down, we want to make sure, double check that's exactly what we got. That's exactly what I'm doing. Ashen Cove. It's exactly what the homeowner picked out. It does look kind of different. I'm trying to look for these lighter ones. They all seem dark. Here we go. That's a light one. This is a light one. We're gonna envision that on top of that roof. It's gonna look really nice. Got a gray color scheme going on, but they didn't want to do that, the dark light gray. So we kind of wanted to kind of have the browns in there, the lighter brown, definitely not the red. They were trying to avoid the red as much as possible. You see how just kind of beat red that is? But definitely we're gonna have this, and we're gonna match that up with, looks like probably a black drip edge metal. I'm gonna go ahead and move my trailer because we're gonna have all these pallets stacked right here. There's no vent. Make it look like there's ventilation. There's no vent. So let me show you an error. Here's an example of why we have work. What do you see wrong? That's correctly installed. That's incorrectly installed. Look how opposite direction that is. It's facing downwards. If you see, there's no protection here. Even then too, usually these metals are supposed to be, they're supposed to be bent in to prevent water from escaping. But you see, water's coming through here and then coming out through here. So you see water just constantly going in through here. There's the possibility of a leak. So what we want to do for future reference, whenever we put jacks like this, we want to vent them from the edges to kind of channel any water that's going through, because if you see from here, water will constantly go through here and come in through here. So it needs to be channeled out. This, they kind of did it, but not really. I still would want to bend it inwards, probably like 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And that's gonna help prevent any water from actually going from the sides. Here, you see all this dust, debris. That's all due to it being flat. We're not gonna do that. See another example here. You see how flat that is? Water coming out through there. I see this too many times in a lot of videos. We're gonna go ahead and take this side, and then we're gonna put this band. So while we're throwing away all this, we're gonna be throwing away all the paper, and then we're gonna start drying in the paper as soon as that. Because we got a roof load, which is someone with a conveyor belt and a group of guys are gonna put tiles for us. So that way we don't have to break our back and kind of bring it up. They're specialized in their job and we're specialized in our job. So we kind of work hand in hand, and together we can make a good roof. We gotta get rid of one of the dumpsters because both of the dumpsters are just used for pure clay tile. They have a recycling plant that they kind of burn it, they smelt it, and then they reuse it. So we can only put clay tile in there. So when we're throwing away all the paper, we definitely don't want to put any of the paper into that dumpster. So I have my own dumpster over there, and I'm gonna park it in here, and then we're gonna throw away all that material in there. So we're gonna try our best to get as much tile as possible inside one of the dumpsters, so you can take it with them, and we can go ahead and start throwing away all the paper. Another thing, the debris right here, we have to make sure that if we're blowing, that doesn't go into the neighbor's yard, because you see they have a pool there. Last thing we want to do, last thing we want to do is put any debris on there, have problems with the homeowner. We want to make sure we're always courteous, so that's why from the edge, we have our shovel, and we're just going to put it in the bag. we got all the tile off. Now we can kind of see a clear of what the damage of the. Got your kind of like rips like here where the plywood's going to be exposed. You can see that's kind of like bubbling in different areas. That's not good. Here, definitely, you have a different intrusion parts going in. Here, we had a definite leak. This is not caused by us. You can kind of tell how stained this plywood is and how brittle. See how it kind of just falls apart? That's just constant water going in. So, like take some water off so I can give you a clear. So, you see water stains, water going in through those seams, and you had water constantly going in through here. So another example here, you see all this water coming in, just slowly rotting it away. Constantly water coming in through here, coming in through here, and that's just, you know, wear and tear. With our new material, that's gonna give her at the minimum 15 years, upwards to 25 years. So she should be good. That's why we guarantee 15 years. Most companies don't really try to get you at like 7 to 10, but I'm very confident in my workers, and I'm very confident that, you know, with their expertise, my father, my uncles, they've been in the industry, you know, 20, 30 plus years. They know what they're doing, and I'm thankful for that. Shit. We took up all the tile on this whole area, and definitely this side is worse than the other side. If you can tell, it's kind of like all rotted here. If you can, this is the worst of the worst up here in this side. You can see, all rotted. Lift it up. Yeah. I've seen homeowners kind of like leave their house in this condition for years and kind of like let the leaks keep coming in. Once it gets to this point, water starts coming in, affecting your drywall, causing mold. Now you have to have a restoration company come in. Once you have a restoration company come in, then you need your restoration, and then you got, you know, thankfully we can do plywood, we can do fascia work, so we can do that aspect. But roofing, restoration, drywall, it's just too much. You definitely don't want mold. That's the hugest thing. Get your roof checked out, you know, 15 to 20 year mark. You know, a lot of roofing companies, free inspections. We offer free inspections, so it doesn't hurt to just kind of check out your roof. Someone telling you, hey, so this is what's going on, or hey, you got 5-10 more years left. So definitely get your roof checked out. If you have to hit that 15-20 year mark, or once you're pushing like that 25-30, the odds of you not having damage, you know, I'd put my money on that. All right, see that right there? That's incorrect. This is for shingle house, not for a tile house. I don't know why they put this here. Not supposed to be this. Instead, we need an aluminum jack. This is galvanized. Kind of like goes on top of the tile, channels it. That is so flat. There's no way you can actually channel that side. So water will constantly be going in, will constantly going from the side. I see that way too much in new builds and just old houses. Just, you know, roofers getting really sloppy. This right here needs a jack, kind of like a cone. The cone would have like kind of missing this, go into there, and then you seal it around. They were lazy, or they didn't have it, or whatever excuse they have. They put concrete instead of here. And concrete cracks. You know, it'll last you like 5-10 years. And then you just have water coming in through here, coming in through there. There's no way you can bend it, and you know, you got a leak again. This is how I guarantee my 15 years. This is Malarkey Right Start UDO. This is the better of the underlayments. Comparatively to the other Tara or Ply 40. Ply 40 rips easily, creases easily, whereas this, you can crease it, you can bend it, and it just won't rip as quickly as you think. And it's just overall, as a roofer working with this material, it definitely makes a huge difference because it's not ripping on us when we're moving it or moving it around, being all malleable with it. It doesn't rip on us. That's what I love about it. And as a roofer, it's good. And as for the homeowner, it's great. You know, last thing you want is you're spending however much money on a roof, and you're putting some low quality material on there, it just makes no sense. So we want to make sure that we're using high quality material that's going to last us that 15 years. You can see that all the rake edge end tiles are all incorrectly placed. Water was constantly going through all around here, constantly hitting this wood. So we're going to replace all this edge wood to make sure that the wood's not strong, that the wood is strong enough for us to work. All this wood, we make sure it's still good, so we don't have to change this. It's just stained. As far as that, we're gonna have to change that. Same thing with over here on this edge. We're just cleaning up the rest of the room. Now it's time for drying. Drying, if you can already see, we got a roll already set in place. It's a matter of just rolling them, hitting them with plastic caps, nails, and securing them. Once we're done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and nail. We're gonna measure out the courses of the tile to make sure everything's perfect, and then we put wood battens so that way when the roof loaders come, they can put the tile already on top of the wood battens, so we don't have to worry about moving the tile, putting wood battens. And so far, we're kind of cutting it close, but I think everybody's supposed to do what they're supposed to do. I think we can get it done. Okay, so it's day 3 of new tile, throwing away old tile and putting new tile. So what we got here is we're finally beginning to put all the new tile in. Everything's all dried in. We're getting the edges first. We want to make sure the first 3 rows are nailed down. So by code, first 3 rows, side 3 rows, top 3 rows have to be nailed down. It's very important, especially in the outskirts of Arizona. There's a lot of wind ends up coming here. The last thing we want to do is leave the 3 rows unprotected. It's also code as well. So we'll make good progress today. We're back with an update. We already put the tiles back on this side. We're gonna wait for the chimney to be done for the last part. You might think it's, oh, is it as simple as just putting a tile back on? You see, he's making sure that every tile is perfectly centered. Just one small mistake of where it kind of shifts to the left or right will throw off the whole channel. It'll make it look all wavy. We want to make sure it's kind of straight. If you kind of aim straight down, we're looking for that straightness. And we take that extra bit of time to get everything perfect. So the importance of it being straight is the fact that the last thing you want to do is have shifted tiles. If the tile is shifted, it's going to continue to shift. Within 5-10 years or so, it's going to shift out of place and water's going to go in. Water goes in, underlayment becomes compromised. I have to come back out here, fix the leak. I have to compensate them for the drywall damage if there is any, and my guarantee is no good. Very highly confident in my 15-year warranty, just because I make sure that my workers, we all take the time to do it correctly the first time. So tomorrow, we're gonna go ahead and finish the rest of the house. Today's day is gonna be putting as much tile as we can on top, and then all the small details we'll finish them out all tomorrow. The patio, we're gonna take care of that probably Wednesday. I'm gonna pressure wash it, and the last thing I want is more dirt on there. So I'm gonna wait till we're done, at least with this area, so I can start working on that patio. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice day out here. Pretty good weather, a little windy, but yeah, that's the best you can hope for in Arizona. Okay, so we're driving to the job site right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pay attention. We're gonna make sure, we're gonna look for any broken tiles, any slip tiles, just any small details that we might have to fix. We're also going to be there to coat the patio with silicone, and once we're done with that, everything should be good, and we'll talk to the homeowner, make sure if she has any concerns, and if she has any concerns, we'll make sure that she's good with it. So we're at the job site. Looks really nice from over here, exactly how we wanted it to look. So with this tile, it's kind of like a blend. You can see how there's 3-4 different colors going on there, and it makes all the other colors stand out as opposed to one singular monotone color. We went with the black metal accent, really makes the colors pop. We'll get a better look at it once we get on top. Okay, here in the patio, here's the silicone. We already got it opened up. Take a paintbrush. How we're gonna start is we're gonna try to get all the corners, all these divots, places we can't get to with our roller. And it's just as simple as applying some silicone. We'll make sure everything's covered. There's no little tiny cracks, and I'll show you what that looks like in a bit, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna be really generous with it. The thicker it is, the longer it's gonna last. Now we're just getting the edges. This is the most important part. I don't know if you ever played with anything silicone wise, or if you have like a phone case silicone, something like that. It's the same consistency. It just dries up and same thickness, same everything. I wanna be very careful I don't get out any of my clothes. Should have brought a different outfit on, because I actually like these pants. Gosh damn it. Same thing with this polo. Gosh damn it. Okay, we just got done doing silicone all around the edges. So the roller, pretty simple. Dip it in here, roll it. Let me get more closer to that. That way it's not like spreading everywhere. We also did a good job not getting ourselves dirty. Gosh damn it. Let's hope it stays that way. Gosh damn it. Simple as dipping it in here, bringing it out, on top, and roll. That's it. Make sure it's all covered in. All the little holes are covered. So close. Gosh damn it. Okay, we just finished coating the whole patio part. See how it looks? We left a really thick coat on there. Once it's done, it's gonna have like that really hard silicone on that, and that's good to last for at least 10 years. We're gonna go ahead and check out the rest of the roof. Right here I got caulking. Point of caulking is, if I want a tile to stay, caulking on it, it's like glue. You bring it there, will not leave. So you kind of see over here, our chimney. We put a roof to wall metal, which is this, an all new. We put new #1 metal, and then we also paint it to color match the stucco as well. So if you see, that way it makes it look nice. A lot of the contractors leave the metallic look on it without painting it, but we usually color match to make it look nice. So if you see this kind of job, that's how you know it's done correct. So you see these cuts, they're not gonna slip just because they have caulking on it already. Same thing with here. We'll make sure that's caulked. We put a tougher material on the back of the chimney, and that's just because water will constantly be entering through there and going down the channels. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a walk around the roof. We're gonna double check to see if there's any broken tiles. You can see that all these edge tiles right here have caulking on them, so that way they don't slip. I want to make sure that they have caulking. That's kind of double checking that. Cameraman just broke a tile. I'm gonna go make a cut. Got my saw in the back of my truck, so I'll just cut another tile. It's no big deal. It's a big deal. Another thing we want to pay attention to is see how straight these columns are. I pointed out previously that if you're not making sure that the tiles are secure and even, that they become shifted and they kind of look all wobbly. But because we took the time, took that extra minute, make sure everything was nice and perfect, we get these nice straight canal lines. Overall, with this job, it took us about like around 4 to 5 days to complete, start to finish. It's a pretty good time for throwing away all the tile, making everything bare with plywood, drying in the paper, sticks, roof floating the tiles, putting all the tiles on, making sure all these details, small details, metals, channel, chimney, everything's done correctly. And then with the patio as well, I'm pretty satisfied with the job that we did. Definitely the work of an experienced roofer. So as an example of the previous roof tile, they had something similar to that, just a different color. We tossed that, changed it all to this new Boral Westlake tile. This is gonna last them many, many years. Let's say 40 to 60 years with the tile itself. As far as the underlayment, I guaranteed 15, but it goes upwards to 25, 30 years. If everything's done perfectly, the underlayment's done correctly, the chimney's done correctly, the metals are in jacks, the valley metals, everything's done correctly, that's when you start to see that a roof can last from 25 to 30 years. I'm pretty confident that this roof will last that long. So thank you for watching this video. We're Emergency Roofing, and we're here to help.